Hey everybody, it's Wade with the Kingdom Report, back here with you for another Disneyland Resort update. Certainly hope you're having a great holiday season. We can't wait to update you on everything going on here at the resort on this dreary, rainy day. Very un-Californian, but certainly something we deal with once in a great while, and nobody knows how to drive in, but that's neither here nor there. We take a look just in front of the parks off of Harbor Boulevard. The Toy Story Shuttle drop-off area is getting some construction done. Fences right down the middle of this transportation plaza. It sounds like the Toy Story parking lot is going to be having security screening happening at the lot itself, which is off-site, and then that will corral you onto a shuttle, which will then drop you off here in this area, and then there is fencing being installed right there, as you can see, that will likely corral you on over to the security tents that exist currently in front of the parks, where you won't have to stop again. You'll already be screened, you can just walk right through. A lot more efficient. Sounds good to me. Sounds like a great plan to speed things along. We move on into Disneyland Park, where the happiest place on earth is decked out in all of her holiday glory, ready for the Christmas crowds, totally pumped for that. And on this particular day, we are gearing up for something very special, and that is the Candlelight Processional. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that the Candlelight Processional at Disneyland is dramatically different than the Candlelight Processional at Epcot in Walt Disney World. You see, at Epcot, it's more of a public event. It's more of an entertainment offering. But at Disneyland, it isn't at all. It's not even really advertised for public consumption. It's really just a way for the resort to give back to community partners, politicians, VIPs who help make the resort what it is throughout the year. That's why it only happens on 2 nights and it's not publicized. Unless you're here in the park, you really don't even know what's going on unless you follow online blogs and you're a Disney nerd like ourselves. But you take a look and they transform the town square area. Every one of these white seats that you see, it's spoken for. Every one of these white seats has an invite attached to it. So these are all VIPs, all unique individuals that were offered a spot for this spectacular that happens only twice during the holiday season at the Disneyland Resort. So you take a look at the stage, and on this particular night, the celebrity guest narrator is Lin-Manuel Miranda. You know him from Hamilton. He was here to, and also Mary Poppins. Don't want to freak anybody out. Mary Poppins Returns. Can't forget all of his action as the lamplighter. But here you see the stage all set up, ready for the Christmas glory and the singing Christmas tree, the cast choir that takes over and really captivates all of Town Square and everybody that's the invited guests that get to see it. It is something, I have to tell you. I've been very fortunate to be able to see it in the past, and there's nothing like this epic, spectacular here in Town Square and just off the train station. There's something very special, very intimate about this experience. Epcot is great. The American Adventure Theater is cool, but this experience is something very unique. And you see these folks here just on a couple of benches. Those folks got there the moment the park opened to take those benches. You can do that, but that's about all the public seating you're going to get. So I would not recommend wanting to stake out any spot for this show, because you're almost never going to get it unless you're one of those diehards that sticks around for hours at a time. We head down Main Street, USA to check out the new area that has been recently cleared in front of Tomorrowland. Yeah, the Tomorrowland rockwork that has been cleared out of the way has made way for this big patch of grass. And you see here that it's really opened the space up, allowed for a lot more visibility right into the land. And for anybody that would like to check out the wait times on a day like today where it's particularly rainy. I mean, look at that. Just incredibly short wait times when it comes to most of the popular attractions. 5 minutes for the Jungle Cruise? Are you kidding me? So, great day to be at Disneyland, especially a great morning. But back to the Tomorrowland entrance area. I mean, look at how all this rockwork being removed has really opened the place up. It feels more like a park, that's for sure. We recently covered on our live broadcast how this is going to be happening. This is the concept art for the new entry for the Tomorrowland gateway, if you will. A lot of different opinions on this, a lot of passionate opinions on this. Let us know what you think in the comments below as to whether or not you think that's a good concept for the new entry for Tomorrowland. A land that has a lot of classic and sort of legendary attractions gets maybe not so legendary new look coming its way very soon. You see here some of the scrims are down on the facade of Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters because of the storm. So you get to see some of the facade work that's being done. Not a whole lot to speak of, just that it's continuing. This has been going on now for about a month and a half, and it looks like they might be retiling entirely on the exteriors of these buildings. Down near Space Mountain and the Magic Eye Theater, you see walls are up for what sounds like a new escalator is going to be going up right there in the corner. This is just above the exit for Space Mountain and the Magic Eye Theater. And so that area looks like is going to be getting an escalator. It's going to be coming down, going up to and down from, if you will, Space Mountain. But it has made for a very congested, tight fit. Again, the exit to the, I guess we're calling it the Tomorrowland Theater now, over there on the left. And then the right, look at that pinch point. That is the exit for Space Mountain. So you can just imagine on a busy day just how tight that's going to be. Back out here in front of the Tomorrowland Theater, High School Musical, the musical, the series, the Disney Plus series, is playing in the Tomorrowland Theater. Can somebody explain to me how that is themed, how that makes sense in Tomorrowland? Just a little frustrating there. I don't really understand why that couldn't go anywhere else. At any rate, we head on down to the Matterhorn, which has recently come up from its emergency construction rehab that was needed on the side of this mountain where rock work just fell off all of a sudden. Waterfall is back, looks better than ever, and more importantly, ride capacity has returned. So both sides are open, sort of killing off all that extra weight that had been there for the last few months. You see over here in Fantasyland that the lemonade cart is behind wraps and under walls and rehab. It looks like that is getting a much-needed facelift, and during this time of year, it's a cocoa station for the most part, so I bet they're missing out on all that extra revenue, all that cocoa sale. Yeah, gotta miss out on that. That's tough. I saw Gaston meeting and greeting everybody in Fantasyland. I don't know how I feel about the new costume for Gaston. I get it. I guess they're similar colors, but we don't really see much of his muscles anymore. That was kind of the sell point for who he is. And it's just very different from the animated film. I don't know why they tend to do those things, but there he was. It was good to see him. Over here in Toontown, high atop Donald's boat, you can see that all the hills have been taken down behind Toontown. That was sort of the facade work. And now you can see right on back to Team Disney Anaheim, the corporate offices for Disneyland back there. That's kind of an intrusion if you've ever seen one. But that area, the reason they took down the facade walls is to build Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That'll be coming to Disneyland here in the next 2 years. So all that area back there is being cleared for the attraction to go in. Can't wait to see the ride when it does premiere not only at Disney's Hollywood Studios but also out here in Toontown at Disneyland. Wanted to take a moment to say just how much I appreciate these little touches. When you think about Disneyland as sort of an intimate, special place, I think about Storybook Land canal boats. I mean, this is one of those charming touches that makes Disneyland so special. And if you haven't ridden it, might I recommend enjoying that little voyage, that little getaway. It's time to stop off at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, take a look around, and see what the crowds are like on this otherwise rainy day.
The Resistance Datacron. You won't be nervous when we scan the file. Please remain calm. Those travelers in the red yard. As a pet, you've been warned. I'm telling them. If someone says bright suns, just nod. It makes them. That is affirmative. As you were.
It's good to see the stormtroopers out and about, meeting and greeting, making the land feel lived in. Walked on over to Smuggler's Run. It was about a 45-minute wait on a day like today. Probably had one of the highest waits in the park, which is a good sign. It means that Galaxy's Edge is still raking in the crowds. Albeit, it is still quite clear by comparison of, opening week for this land. Ventured on over to Rise of the Resistance entrance, and, out there in Walt Disney World, this recently opened up, and I think it's been day after day. The boarding groups have been sort of sold out by 9 a.m. to get on this attraction. Over here, it's still quiet, so we open in January 17th. Got to look forward to that. Over in Critter Country, because it's a rainy day, there's only a 5-minute wait for Splash Mountain. This is the time of year to go on Splash if you don't mind getting wet in the chilly temps. I enjoyed walking through New Orleans Square and taking a look at the Rivers of America. Sailing ship Columbia, out and about. That is such a beautiful, majestic ship to be seeing. It really adds to the atmosphere. And something that I always like to mention, if you see ropes in front of Pirates of the Caribbean, you know it's going to be a busy day, or they predict it's going to be a very busy day. So that's a tell-all sign that Disneyland's going to be a busy, busy evening, in particular if you see ropes out. Now, at the Golden Horseshoe Saloon, I dropped in because there's a dueling piano show that recently debuted, and I wanted to go see it for myself before I formed an opinion, as it replaces the stage show that had been there for a while. I dropped in, stayed for 25 minutes through the entire set. It was a solo act, even though the guide tells me that there was going to be dueling pianos. That didn't happen. It was just a solo act, and it was very pleasant, but no dueling pianos to speak of, so I don't know if somebody called in sick or what. We're heading on over to California Adventure, but before we get there, I wanted to point out something here in the middle of the Esplanade between the two parks. This sort of, I guess, decal, this sort of marble work in front of California Adventure and Disneyland. This area, which was meant to be a fountain way back when the resort sort of reopened as the Disneyland Resort as California Adventure debuted. This was supposed to be a fountain, but every time it rains, this area in particular is so slick that people slip and hurt themselves. So every time it rains, they have to put up barricades, and it looks so tacky. It looks so bad. So might be time to pull the trigger and just go ahead, toss in the fountain. It might be time. It might beautify the area too. We're here on Buena Vista Street, all decked out for the season, hustling and bustling with holiday cheer, which I love this Buena Vista Street during Christmas time. There's nothing like it, especially the citizens of Buena Vista Street. If you head on down the parade route, you'll see that the Festival of Holidays is underway, and the food shacks are so busy on the weekends. On the left, you see the line of people that were just purchasing their food, purchasing the items. And then back over here on the right, these are people that are just waiting to pick up their food. So they've already purchased. They're just waiting to pick up their food. So it can be very busy on the weekends. At every churro cart, there is a special Festival of Holiday themed churro. Something special, something unique. $6.25 is a little rich for me, but these churro carts became even more popular with these extra special churros. You notice the line there. Every churro cart had this throughout the park while I was visiting. Over in front of Soarin', the decorations that really captivate this entire area are so cool. The details here are special. You see the popcorn and the berries strung on the pine trees. This is the Grizzly Peak area, so I like the way that they end up dressing these trees and the lanterns. Very cool, very well detailed. Again, just like Splash Mountain, you come over to California Adventure, Grizzly River Run, 5-minute wait. 5-minute wait to go get wet, so if you don't mind getting wet on chilly days, I'm telling you, these are the best rides to jump on. We head out to Paradise Park, where we get a view of Pixar Pier and the beautiful Mickey's Pixar Pal Around Fun Wheel. Look at him. But Viva Navidad is underway and getting crazy over in Paradise Park. It is one of my favorite holiday overlays. I do love this during Christmas time. A lot of different characters you can meet here as well. A lot of great entertainment offerings back in this corner that a lot of people don't even realize are there. Yeah, this is back by the Paradise Garden Grill area. You can meet Minnie Mouse in all of her beautiful garb. Yeah, look at her celebrating Viva Navidad. You can meet her in her unique attire. Elena of Avalor, also here, Princess Elena. She's meeting people back in the Viva Navidad corridors, so definitely a beautiful backdrop, a unique meet and greet, and highly recommend you check that out. And if you get an opportunity to, the stage at Paradise Gardens Park area also has seasonal acts that play throughout the Viva Navidad sort of semester, if you will, the holiday month here. Always has a special act throughout the day, so highly recommend checking that out too. Very lively bands that play there on that stage. Something that I like to see is seasonal overlays of menus. It keeps things fresh. Paradise Garden Grill did that with their menu, as you see here, got in the Viva Navidad spirit. And with all of these new offerings, really got the demand. I mean, you see everybody sort of lining up. So not only is there food shacks throughout the park, but then you also overlay a menu on a current restaurant, and you got all that extra attention added in. Now, right next door, Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, I decided to step in just to see what it was like in there, because they didn't do anything for Viva Navidad. And it's pretty obvious that that was likely a mistake. Now, I get it. We need, we need that normal sort of theme park fare for those people that aren't into sort of the Hispanic flair food. I get it, but maybe offer something in terms of the pizza and pasta being themed to Viva Navidad somehow. Might be worth it next year. Pixar Promenade, sitting here along Pixar Pier, just quiet and empty. It was made for entertainment, and after the entertainment cut swept through the park earlier this year, we lost the band that used to be there. Very unfortunate. Should have something there for the holidays, definitely. A little further down, Pixar Pier, Jesse's Critter Carousel is such a great re-theme of something that wasn't necessarily much of a draw, but now look at this. It's so much fun. You got all the little characters, little creatures that you can win from Toy Story Mania right next door. I love this. I mean, it's funny, it's hilarious, it's a cute little overlay, and totally worth it. As we head down the pier and down the rampway back to the main parade route corridor, there's something extra special I want to share with you. It's Mickey's Happy Holiday.
The party's here, everybody! Join the fun of Mickey's Happy Holiday! California Adventures.
What a fun short character celebration. Mickey's Happy Holidays, appearing twice daily along the performance corridor, 12:30 and 4 p.m. each day. Check it out. We head on over to Cars Land, where everything is holly jolly fun, and I wanted to mention that, in case you didn't know, Luigi's Casa delle Tires has a seasonal overlay in the attraction itself, where the cars are synchronized to dance to Christmas tunes, so it's a lot of fun. A little extra Christmas magic thrown in. Hollywood Land and the backlot area, you see the Tower of Terror. Oh, excuse me, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, my. You see the Guardians of the Galaxy attraction has walls up in front of it. A lot of people just thought it was closed, but as you move further back, you realize there's a tiny pinch point that lets you around to the front of the attraction, and not a whole lot of people were back here. In fact, the wait time was very low because I think people just assumed it was closed. But more important than any of that, beyond the Stark Industry walls here, you see that vertical construction is still underway for the Avengers campus, the new Marvel land that's coming to California Adventure Park. You see all the buildings that are being constructed. There's a microbrewery underway, a store, of course, and then the major attraction that is coming in themed to Spider-Man. So looking forward to that. Taking a look through this little peephole that we saw in the fence work, You definitely see a lot of construction going on. Not a whole lot in terms of elements to really identify anything by. You just see sort of wrought iron and metal contraptions, and not a whole lot in terms of, hey, I recognize that. Just building structures going up. So not a whole lot identifiable at the moment. But I think the major concern here is that they're going to be opening Avengers Campus with just one major attraction, and that's it. We saw what happened with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge by doing that, and they had to rush to try and get a jump on that and say, hey, we're going to open up the second attraction to sort of stave off the waning interest. But hopefully with Avengers Campus, there'll be enough there to entertain people. You see there, that is the main building for the attraction itself, for the Spider-Man attraction. Looking forward to seeing that coming to the Disneyland Resort here very soon. We leave California Adventure, head back out into downtown Disney, where the rain has started once again, so you got people fleeing in terror because it doesn't rain in California, so you don't know what to do. Something that was really great that was happening on this particular weekend visit was the Toys for Tots drive, the donation drive where the Marines show up and take toys to children in need. They do that every year alongside the Disneyland Resort. Very special and very much a cause worth giving to. Stopped on in on this rainy day to Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, the perfect lobby to hang out in during the rainy days because you got that giant fireplace, but more importantly, you have that gingerbread hotel over there. You see it? Yeah. So the last time we visited this gingerbread hotel was only in sort of the structural form, right? You saw sort of the windows and the rooftops, but that was it, and none of the detail had been added. But now the Christmas tree is here, the stockings are hung, the oh look, the little fireplace. You also have the stained glass windows, and Chip and Dale are there, of course. They have to be. There's hidden Mickeys all over this thing. I think there's 25 in total, so definitely worth checking out, trying to spot all these hidden Mickeys. A lot of kids were attempting to. But you just take a look at the man-hours that poured into creating something like this. That's something just so uniquely Disney, right? Something extra special, something extra sweet, if you will, just to add a little something wonderful to your holidays. I love the gingerbread houses here and at Walt Disney World, and you can check out all the gingerbread houses Garrett went and visited at Walt Disney World on a video elsewhere here on the channel. Well, that does it for us today. Hope you enjoyed the Disneyland Resort Holiday Update. New videos for you every Tuesday, Thursday, and our live show Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you next time. Merry Christmas, my friends. For the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.